Opinion Svatantravir Savarkar and Social Harmony Svatantravir Vinayak Damodar Savarkar's birth anniversary is on May 28. He was born in 1883 in Bagur, a village near Nashik in Maharashtra. He was the second son of Damodar Pant and Radhabai. Ganesh preceded him. His younger siblings were Narayan, another brother, and Mainabai, a sister. We all know Savarkar's exploits as a school and college boy, his time at the India House in London, his arrest, and the subsequent spine-tingling escape attempt from on board a ship that was docked in Marseille in France, and his days incarcerated in solitary confinement in the cellular jail in the Andamans. Former Prime Minister of Bharat, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, in his famous speech, says, Savarkar means speed, sacrifice, penance, philosophy, debate, youth, strength, hitting the bullseye, sharpness, power, astonishment, a free soul, sternness, a ray of light, imagination, valuable thoughts. What a multifaceted personality. He was a great poet and a revolutionary. One facet he might have missed inadvertently is his face as a reformer and advocate of Samajik Samarasata, or social harmony. Samajik Samarasata, or social harmony, is one precious quality Bharat lost when it was under foreign occupation, and a quality that Bharat is still searching for. Even today, we hear about the dual tumbler system in the tea shops of the South and the differential treatment of people based on caste. We need to hang our heads down in shame, having allowed these inhuman practices to linger in our society well into the 21st century. The Sarsang Hashalak of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh RSS, Dr. Mohan Bhagvat, has consistently said there shouldn't be any discrimination and all Hindus should share temples, water, and Shamshan cremation ground. Samajik Samarasata is one of the 5 key pillars RSS wants the society to stand on, which the Sangh would practice and urge the society to follow suit during its centenary year 202425. The 5 pillars Arinanan when Mahakvi Bharatiyar from the South sang, we're one race, one community, and everyone is a king in our country. It shouldn't be surprising that Savarkar from the western part of Bharat also felt the same way and was working towards creating an equal and fraternal society. Savarkar thundered, when I refuse to touch someone because he was born in a particular community but play with cats and dogs, I am committing a most heinous crime against humanity. Untouchability should be eradicated not only because it is incumbent on us but because it is impossible to justify this inhuman custom when we consider any aspect of Dharma. Hence, this custom should be eradicated as a command of Dharma. Source Samagra Savarkar Vagmaya, Volume 3 on May 19, 1929, an exunthushable conference took place in Malvan in the Ratnagiri district of Maharashtra. On the second day of the conference, Savarkar distributed Jainu, or sacred threads, to all the participants. The participants were then administered the sacred thread in a Vedic ceremony and collectively chanted the Gayatri mantra. Savarkar, addressing the participants on this historic occasion, spoke thus, a battle royal has been raging for the last 7 generations over the right of studying the Vedas. Here are the Vedas. Here is the sacred thread. Take these too. Is that all? Even non-Hindus read the Vedas. Why can't the Hindu Mahars read them? It was all hypocrisy. Both yours and ours quarrel over this problem was a useless task. Let us expiate the sins we committed. We are all responsible for our political subjugation. That is the past. Now let us declare on oath that we shall rectify our past blunders and win back our wealth and glory. The people who regard untouchability, which has been a disgrace to humanity, as a part of their religion are really the fallen people. Source Dhananjay Kaur, Savarkar and his times. In the 1930s, the movement against untouchability was gaining traction. And so was the opposition to this movement by the regressive forces, the so-called upper castes. During Ganesh Chaturthi festivals, a group of these regressive forces disallowed the people from the oppressed community to take part in the celebrations in the Ratnagiri Vital Mandir. Savarkar decided to create a new Ganesh Pandal catering to all walks of Hindu society, without any restrictions. A person from the oppressed community ritually installed the Ganesh Murthy in the Pandal. Savarkar also conducted a Gayatri mantra reciting competition, which was incidentally won by a person from the so-called untouchable community. This was the time when Savarkar felt the need for a temple that would cater to all sections of society, where people from all communities and castes would come together with one feeling bhakti. This is where the seed for the Padit Pavan Mandir temple of the savior of the downtrodden was sown. The temple came up quickly with support from a local businessman, Bagaji Balaji Kir. The temple opened with a Vedic ceremony on February 22, 1931. Bagaji Kir performed the Prana Pratishta, declaring the temple open for worship. Historically, Bagaji belonged to the Bhandari caste, who were traditionally toddy tappers and sea warriors. Bhandari comes from Bhandara or treasury. It is also said that this community managed the treasury for the administrators. In 1938, when Savarkar was the president, Hindu Mahasabha released a press statement which read, Barrister Savarkar, president of the Mahasabha, even after he became the president, addressed 300 or 400 meetings throughout Hindustan and exhorted not less than 100,000 people to remove untouchability, and as a piece of public demonstration to prove how he personally held all Hindus equal, made untouchable leaders in almost every meeting offer him water or food and participated in it in the presence of all. He visited not less than 100 habitations of untouchables and was received by them in public meetings, had organized not less than 1,000 men, of whom 500 invited untouchables participated in the anti-caste dinner last May. Even the intercaste marriages between touchables and untouchables received his public support, for example in the case of the Kohlhopper intercaste marriage. Source: Veer Savarkar's whirlwind propaganda statements, messages, extracts from the president's diary of his propagandistic tours, interviews from December 1937 to October 1941. Thus, Swatantra Veer Savarkar spent half his life fighting for Bharata Mata's freedom from foreign occupation and the other half uplifting the downtrodden by bringing Samajik Samarasata. On his birth anniversary, let us take a pledge to bring about social harmony by putting our hands to heart and say, we will not discriminate, and we will fight discrimination against any Hindu. All Hindus are equal, and we will share temples, water, and cremation grounds with all my brethren. Bharat Mata Ki Jai. As Tiruvalluvar says, a registered ZA registered unspecified currency a registered plus or minus a registered unspecified currency a registered per thousand a registered superscript 2 a registered per thousand a registered superscript 2 a registered unspecified currency a registered unspecified currency a registered unspecified currency a registered plus or minus a registered unspecified currency a registered plus or minus a registered 426 Avathu Ravathu Alagam Alagathodu Avathu Rava. The review. It is part of wisdom to conform to the ways of the world. Swipe left for next video. Let the way be equality and fraternity, shunning discrimination to create social harmony, as Swatantra Veer Savarkar taught us. Raja Bharadwaj is a marketing communications professional who is currently working with a leading technology multinational company. He is an avid reader, a history buff, cricket player, writer, Sanskrit Dharma Sastra student. Views expressed in the above piece are personal and solely those of the author. They do not necessarily reflect News 18's views. Latest blogs.